My name is Curtis Peeteetuce. I'm the director for In Care.
Awesome. And I'm Erin Goodpipe, and I'm playing the role of Angel Carriere. I know for me, when I seen this role come up, or even just heard about the play, I was like, reading through the script, and I have a personal vibe because it's like I was raised in the foster care system, so obviously it's like, I think this is an issue for me. The person hits my heartstrings. So personal vibe, but then also it's just it's a deep-rooted issue right now that's impacting our community and our people. And I just thought that the arts is a really powerful way to get the message across, to spark dialogue, to inspire change, right? In non-direct way and direct ways. So I'm really fascinated about how the power of this play can really reach the community.
That makes sense. For me, it's part and parcel to this whole notion of reconciliation. I believe that reconciliation is the idea that we need to have conversations we necessarily don't want to have. We need to hear things we don't want to hear. We need to see things that we don't need to see in order to move beyond the discomfort of why it is we have dysfunctional relationships in this country. I think for me, a story such as In Care is a story of our women, and those are the stories that are deeply rooted in the foundation of who we are and our identity. So any story that has to do with, it could be the scoop up, it could be residential schools. I think those stories are very important to tell because they are unsilencing the voices of our women.
Yeah, that's a really powerful point, and I resonate with that one so much too. It's like the voices of the women, but I really appreciate the showing the different roles, and Curtis has really helped us unpack that too. But these women have stories, and not only the women, but the male role also. They have lives and stories. They're human beings, and I really appreciate that quality about this story. Is that you don't just see the person in the professional role, because oftentimes in society we want to put the blame on social services and this organization and this and that, but we forget the people behind it and how they got to those roles, right? Because we have a cop, we have a social worker, we have a social worker's boss, and it's like we all started out, I think, with good intentions, right? I want to help people, something my character says, right? But somehow it gets twisted and you get caught in a system, in a web, right?
Yeah.
And so I'm really interested in the community kind of seeing those complexities, and I also believe, I think that's kind of why Ken Williams, that's neat, the way he jumps between scenes. So I hope that the community really sees those complexities in the situation and has humanity for the people who are involved, especially our women who are caught in that.
I think it's also a part of the deconstruction of colonialism and the rejuvenation of culture, language, and history. But these are the necessary steps we have to take in order to open those doors and to pave that road.
Yeah, totally. And bearing witness, I think that's something that theater allows, is it allows for an experience. And I think when we come into that theater space, it is sort of ceremonial, but you're bearing witness to somebody's story, right? And I think in this society, it's easy for us to just ignore, right? We can choose to just ignore. Meanwhile, this is happening to people. And so in a way, it sort of forces people to bear witness to this, and you can't walk away and not know, right?
Yeah, that's a great point.
I grew up in the foster care system. I really liken myself when I hear Janice's story to my own mom's story, because it's exactly her story. And that personal connection is that emotion, that story, that's tough. It always pulls at my heartstrings. But it's also a way for me to deconstruct, okay, this gone on, this happened in my mom's life, and I suffer from those intergenerational, trauma and the effects of that. And so for me, it's a way to really heal, really see it and really start to think about it in a different way, and then also gather some knowledge about, okay, what happened there, right? So it's really helped me personally to just think about all the key players in this, and I think about healing in a deep way.
As a male directing the show and taking the helm of that director role, I think what I get out of this personally is, I guess, unlearning or unpacking what masculinity means. And sometimes that masculinity has certain programmed things from a colonial perspective that have really harmed Indigenous men and have have really misguided us on this path that we have. And then personally, I actually was a foster parent of 4 children for a short time in my life before my son was born. So it was a really important learning process for me to learn as a male caregiver or leadership or that kind of care for children. So I have a little bit of insight from the characters we don't see in the play, which are the children.